Hello, my lovelies. I don't know if you can see the steam rising from my cup of tea that's right in front of me. Hopefully it's like adds to the ambiance. I have already started recording this vlog, but I feel like I want to give an introduction to it. I was in a very different mindset when I started this vlog to where I am now, and I feel like I need to share that with you because I have been very much inspired by other people that I've been watching, and my life is just different as well. I don't know if you can hear the birds chirping, but if you can, again, I hope that's nice. I have come to you today in my rawest form. I've got no makeup on, no jewellery, nothing on my nails. I've just spent the morning with my partner Ben. He is now gone. As you saw, I did some laundry, I've cleaned the kitchen, and I've just made myself a cup of tea, and I really just want to sit down and talk to you about where my head is at. If you didn't know, I have just finished my bachelor's degree. I technically haven't graduated yet. My graduation isn't until July, but I've had all my results back for all of my assignments, and I can happily say that I have passed and I will be graduating. It still hasn't fully sunken in that this chapter of my life has finished, and it probably won't until graduation. So I'm kind of just spending the next couple of weeks adjusting and moving. I haven't shown you them yet, but currently half of my bookshelves are empty because Ben has taken a bunch of books back home with him for me. He's taken a lot of other stuff with him as well to kind of help make the moving process a little bit easier when I do move out in a couple of weeks. Not only do I have the next couple of weeks to process the fact that I have finished my uni degree, my bachelor's degree here in Bath, but I've finished my life, my chapter in Bath. I've spent the last 3 years of my life here, and these last 3 years have been life changing. And I feel like anybody that goes to university would probably say the same thing. But for me personally, I've had so much happen in my life, even outside of uni. in the last 3 years that has just changed me. Specifically, I get, well, no, each year something life-changing has happened. But in the last year in itself, I got my ADHD and dyslexia diagnosis. I have started medication for anxiety. A lot of other kind of personal things happened in the last year that really kind of shook my life a little bit. And through it all, the majority of my time was spent in this city, in Bath, and with the friends that I've made here. And knowing that I'm now leaving this space that I've created for myself here, it's very jarring, and I feel like my body and my brain has gone a little bit into shutdown mode. It doesn't quite know how to process this chapter ending and my next chapter starting. So it's kind of gone a bit numb, and it's kind of gone into auto. So I know what I need to do. I need to start packing things. I need to start getting ready to transition from Bath back to home. I'm transitioning in jobs as well. I'm not changing jobs, I'm just changing location, which is something I'm very thankful for and very grateful that I am able to do that. So knowing that I'm still going to have a part-time job when I move home and have some form of income is such a weight off my shoulders, definitely. But still, changing location and working with new people is a big change. And the people that I work with here in Bath are more than just colleagues now. They are friends for life. They're like family 2.0 to me. They have seen me through so much in the last 2 years, and I am so forever grateful that I now have them in my life. If I seem a bit emotionless about it all, please know that that's not the case. It's more of the fact that my body's gone. I know I'm going to feel a lot, and we can't quite handle that right now. So we're gonna turn the emotions down a little bit. Whether or not that's a good thing, haven't quite figured that out yet. I'm feeling a little frazzled, a little overwhelmed, because there is other things happening or could potentially happen that are big life changes that, again, my brain doesn't quite know how to process it because it's all happening at once. Yeah, if I seem a little frazzled, a little out of sorts, it's because I just don't know how to process it all, and it's scary. And I know I'm not the only one in this situation. And if you are watching this and you've just graduated, or you're graduating, undergrad, postgrad, PhD, whatever, one, well done, because honestly, doing this undergrad was one of the biggest challenges I have ever done in my entire life. So if you've done it and you've graduated and you made it to the end, well done. You have done amazingly. You should be immensely proud of yourself, even if, you don't know what you're going to do next, if you haven't got a job secured, if you have got a job secured, or you do know what you're going to do next. Like, it doesn't matter. Either way, you should be so proud for coming as far as you have come. So please give yourself a massive pat on the back if you haven't done so already, because you did it. You made it. You did amazingly. Well done. You're not alone. There are so many of us with you that feel a little lost now, if you're feeling lost, and that's okay. We are all in it together. It's weird. I feel like everybody tells you this is how you're going to feel when you finish a degree, but also they don't quite magnify how much you're gonna feel when you finish a degree, especially if you don't have an exact plan afterwards, because then you get all the questions like, what do you plan to do next? Are you going to do a postgrad? Have you got a job secured? Do you know what you want to do with your degree now? All these questions, and some people have the answers to those questions and some of us don't, or some of us just have like an idea. We have a bit of a plan, but it's not solid, and those questions are scary. I guess in a sense we need them because, everybody needs to have some sort of idea of what they want to do next, I guess, in a sense. But at the same time, like, I've just finished the degree. Can I have just 2 seconds to breathe and process that I've just finished this degree? So this is your chance with me right now, just to take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. to just take a minute to yourself, to allow yourself to process a little bit that you have done the degree. Well done. So, my next steps, I guess. What do I plan to do next? Well, as I mentioned, I will be moving out of Bath back home. I will be moving on the 29th of June. So, I'm pretty sure that is 2 weeks today. Today is Sunday, the 15th of June. So, 2 weeks today, I will be moving back home. I will be kind of living in between my mum's house and his house. We're gonna be kind of living between the two, and we are currently looking for a place of our own. It's a little tricky to look when I'm here and he's back at home. So when I move back, we're going to then start looking at places together and hopefully find a nice flat house, whatever we can afford together, so we can move in together, which is something that I'm so ready for and so excited about. So that's kind of a big next step for me and him as well. Another kind of goal that I have for the next 6 months is to start driving, or at least start driving lessons again. I did have driving lessons when I was like 17, 18, but I didn't kind of see it through. I wasn't enjoying them. I was very anxious behind the wheel. I'm probably going to be anxious behind the wheel again, let's be honest, but I'm hopefully going to go with the driving instructor Ben had, and Ben really enjoyed him, really liked him, thought he was really good. So fingers crossed that I'm going to be able to have him. As I said, I have got a part-time job that I plan to keep as a form of income alongside possibly, maybe, I don't know. I've got a meeting about something on Tuesday. I don't think I'm going to say what it is just yet because it's just a meeting. Nothing is solid, nothing is confirmed, but depending on how this meeting goes, it could then take me down a certain path that could then potentially lead to what I'll be doing for the next year or so. I'm not going to say what just yet, more for my own sake. Yeah, if you didn't know, the degree that I'm graduating with is in wildlife conservation. So that is still very much a career path I would like to go down. When I started writing my dissertation, I kind of went in a different direction that I was expecting to. And this is what this meeting on Tuesday is kind of going to be about. But a career in environmental health, conservation, wildlife, all that, that is still very much something that I wish to pursue and I wish to continue with. It's very much now which road and how I go down that road is the next step I kind of need to figure out. I know this isn't book related, but I really felt like I needed to share this with you. I like to think at the end of the day, you're not just here for books, you're also here for me. So you kind of want to know a little bit of what's going on in my life. And so the videos on this channel for the next couple of weeks or the next month or so may be a little bit all over the place just while I transition from Bath back to home, and I kind of wanted to explain that to you. I'm also hoping now that I have finished my undergrad, I'm going to be able to have a bit more structure and time to dedicate to YouTube. Making YouTube videos is a passion of mine. It's something that I've loved doing for years. I think I've mentioned it before, but I did have an old booktube channel in the peak booktube era of like the early 2010s. I think I started watching booktube in like 2011, 2012-ish, and then I started making booktube videos I think like 2013, I want to say. I could be wrong, but I did actually re-log into my old booktube channel a couple of weeks ago. I can't believe I remembered the password to the account, but I did, and all of my videos are still there. I'm so happy that I didn't delete them. So that could be a fun trip down memory lane at some point. But my point is, this is such a passion of mine. This has brought me so much joy and spark back into my life, and rekindling my passion of reading and re-establishing myself within the community has just been in a sense life-changing. I love making videos, I love editing videos, and I love reading. I feel like starting up this channel again and starting to create booktube videos again it's kind of giving younger me a bit of a hug, pre-teen slash early teen me a squeeze, and kind of going, I see you, I remember you, I haven't lost you, or if I did lose you, I've found you again, and let's continue this journey together. I'm just gonna have a little sip of my tea. I just love tea so much. I'm so lucky that I work in a tea shop. I guess talking about my next chapter, I'm hoping this will be a big part of it. I really want to be able to invest more time and more energy into this channel, into the videos that I make, into the content that I create, and into the friendships that I'm kind of building through this community. Whenever I get a comment on a video, either from an actual, like a real life friend, or just someone random, it brings me so much joy you do not understand. So thank you if you've ever left a comment on any of my videos. It honestly means the world to me that you've watched the video and then commented, spent time leaving a comment. Thank you so much. I read every single one. Please don't stop, and please feel free to reach out on my social medias. They're always in the description, so please feel free to reach out on there, and on my community posts that I post as well on here. I'm trying to think what else I want to say. This vlog that you're watching right now. So as I said, I'd already started filming clips for it. However, something that I do want to do with the content on this channel is be transparent, be honest. And as I mentioned, I have ADHD and I'm dyslexic. So for some people, ADHD, the hyper focus, it means they kind of blast through books and they read like 10, 20 books a month, and that's amazing. I'm not one of those. I am the far opposite. I have quite a short attention span. For example, with books that have longer chapters, I tend to struggle to keep my attention for those long chapters. But I also have this thing where I can't stop reading midway through a chapter. I read by chapters. That can affect the speed that I read at. The size of the font affects the speed that I read at because, like I said, I am dyslexic. It's odd. Like, I can really enjoy a book, but I also still get very easily distracted by my surroundings. So if I'm not in like the perfect reading conditions, it doesn't matter how amazing I'm finding the book, I can still get so easily distracted. And that just means that I get through books slower. So I think what I want to do is essentially start calling this new series, this new chapter on my channel, the Slow Reader Diaries, because I am a slow reader and that's okay. It will probably mean that each video will be dedicated to maybe one or two books, but I very rarely read 3 or more books in a week, which is kind of what the current trend is in booktube and reading vlogs. Like, people usually, or from what the people that I'm watching, they tend to get through like 3 to 4 books a week. That is just not me. So these reading vlogs are probably going to start being dedicated to singular books, or like one or like 2 books. But in a sense, I like that more because then I'm able to give more in-depth thoughts on the books that I'm reading. I don't know if you noticed, that's what I do anyways. I can yabber on about the book that I'm reading about for a long time. That's kind of what I want to continue with, and what I'm now going to actively put my energy into, rather than trying to read loads of books in a week and worrying that I'm talking too much about one book and the vlog being boring because, you know, there's only one book in the vlog rather than 5 books in the vlog. Do you know what I mean? I hope that's okay. I understand if that's not the kind of content you're into. I totally get it. I still hope you give my vlogs a chance. You never know, you might enjoy them. Yeah, this vlog, or specifically this clip that I'm filming right now, has definitely been inspired by a YouTuber, or a author-tuber. I think I've kind of stumbled across a different area of YouTube, which is authortube, writing tube, where there's this whole community of authors and writers vlogging their writing journey. And I have been following, I want to say it's Christine. let me hang on, I don't want to get this wrong. Let me double check. There is someone I've been watching for a little while. She's Australian. I absolutely love her content. Oh, where is she? Christy Ann Jones. There she is. So I've been watching her for a few years now. Love her content. Highly recommend you go check her out. I don't know why, but recently the algorithm has kind of pushed writing vlogs in my direction, and I recently discovered Amelia is writing, and I basically binged watched her videos, and her most recent videos really struck a chord with me. Her graduation video definitely struck a chord with me. She's also just graduated from her bachelor's, so that's probably one massive reason why I relate to her so much. The way she holds herself and talks about the next chapter of her life and how she's found this pretty new passion for writing and how she now wants to pursue that as a career and wants to become a published author. I don't know, her energy about it all just sparked some inspiration in me. And not only does she want to become a published author, a traditionally published author, but she also wants to pursue YouTube. And she had confidence in her lack of confidence, if that makes sense. And that was so relatable. I just related to her so much. Please go check her out. Her editing and vlogging style is fabulous as well. This has definitely been inspired by her most recent vlogs and for inspiring me to be a bit more truer to myself as well. I don't know what else I want to say, to be honest. So I think what I will now do is pass you over to past Victoria that has already started this vlog. I'm pretty sure I finish a book and let you know what it is, and then I start a new book which I still haven't finished yet, but maybe I'll pop back in at the end to give you like my current thoughts on it. I just wanted to pop in, give you a bit of a life update, let you know where I'm at, let you know kind of where the channel is heading, what my next chapter kind of looks like. Let's be honest, I don't really know myself at the moment, but that's okay. It's okay that I don't know. Welcome to this new chapter of my life and of this channel. Welcome to this new chapter series known as the Slow Reader Diaries. I hope you enjoy them. I hope you stay along for the ride. They are going to be cozy, they're going to be fun, they're going to be chilled, and they're going to be honest. And I hope you enjoy them. So here's to you, wherever you are in your life right now. And I hope that you join me on this journey. Take it away, past Victoria. Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to the reading vlog. This reading, I generally don't know how this reading vlog is going to go. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know really what's going to be included in it, purely because the next couple of weeks of my life is going to be a little bit chaotic because I will be moving out of Bath back home now that I have finished my undergrad. It's a lot to process, I must say. It's very bittersweet. I still don't think it's really sunk in that I've completed an undergraduate degree. No, it hasn't sunk in. It hasn't really registered. Anyway, so the next couple of weeks I will be packing up my things, getting ready to move. Today is the 10th of June, I believe, so I've got just over 2 weeks left in Bath. I'm currently not in Bath. I'm actually going back to Bath today. I came home for the weekend for my brother's 30th birthday party, which was a lot of fun. And then before that, I was in Newquay, Cornwall for a few days with my girls that I've just graduated with. The girlies that I went to uni with, we did a kind of little last hurrah trip together, which was just so lovely. Anyway, that was just a really quick little update for you. Let's talk about books because that's why we are here. I am currently reading Welcome to the Hyang Dom Bookshop by Huang Bo Reem. I still don't know how to pronounce this. I started this in my previous reading vlogs. If you haven't checked that out, please do. I am a decent ways in it now. I am on page 209. So I do think I'm going to finish this relatively soon. I would love to finish this on my train journey home back to Bath. I say home back to Bath. Oh my god, I won't be saying that soon. I am getting the train back to Bath today. The journey is around 2.5 hours. So if I'm able to get a decent seat on the train, I'll be able to kind of just put my earphones in, and kind of finish this book, smash out this book. But I thought I'd basically give you some thoughts and feelings on what I've been feeling about this book so far. So, if you didn't know, this book is based in Seoul in South Korea. It is a Korean translated fiction, and we follow our main character, Young-ju, who I believe she's in her late 30s, I think. She's like mid-late 30s, possibly 40s, I'm not 100% sure. She essentially leaves her life that on the outside kind of seems picture perfect. She had like a corporate job, she had a husband, she went to uni, she kind of ticked all the boxes, but she came to the realization that she's not actually very happy. So she essentially leaves her life and moves to Gyeongnam-dong and opens up a bookshop. And we essentially follow her story of being an independent bookshop owner and the people that she meets and their lives as well. I also think this is a bit of a love letter to reading. It definitely tackles how books and reading influence us and influence our lives, and how kind of diverse reading is as well, and how beautiful of a thing that is. Just because one person likes one thing to read doesn't mean another person isn't going to love it and take something away from it. It also kind of touches upon how reading can bring people together through like online forums, book clubs, and just finding a safe space like a bookstore where people can go and meet other people that have similar interests to them and just feel secure and safe and kind of able to just be themselves and not feel judged for it. It's a gentle book, you know, it's low stakes or no stakes really. It's a very character driven book. There isn't really a plot to it. We're more just following the lives of these characters and how they're kind of navigating certain issues and things. And it definitely touches upon relationships between people as well. So it's a nice palette cleanser book, a nice little in-between book, and I am really enjoying it. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say about it right now. Like I said, I'm hopefully going to finish this today, so then I can pick my next read. Now that we are in June, I can start thinking about the more summery reads that are on my TBR. I think it should be uploaded before this reading vlog, but I will be uploading a summer TBR video. So if that is already up, make sure to go check that out to see what books I plan to tackle this summer. That was just a quick update on my life and what I'm reading. So my train is in about 45 minutes, so I just need to finish packing, and then I'm going to head back to Bath, and then the next time I'm actually travelling home, it will be permanently. That's so crazy to me. That's so crazy. I guess pack and head back to Bath. Hello my lovelies. So it is a little bit later on in the evening now. I have returned to Bath. I have had some dinner and I have finished Welcome to the Gyeongnam-dong bookshop. So overall I rated this 3.75 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was like exactly what I expected from it. It's a gentle read, character driven. There isn't like a massive plot per se beyond following our main character and her life as an independent bookshop owner. It very much analyzes the relationships she has with the people that she meets. It also has quite a strong undertone message about capitalism, what it's like to work in this day and age. Apologies if you hear my neighbour singing. He's decided to whip out his guitar and serenade us, so if you can hear that, apologies. How important it is to have a healthy work-life balance. Our main character, Young-ju, she leaves her corporate, somewhat picture perfect life to open up her bookshop, and it kind of just talks about the fact that just because on paper it may seem like you have everything you want and desire, you may not actually have everything you want and desire, or that won't necessarily mean that you're going to be happy. That was quite a strong conversation that was brought up in this book, which I quite enjoyed because I found myself relating to many of the characters that were kind of expressing feelings of, you know, being stuck in a job or being stuck in a career where it's very consuming and it's very much expected that your work comes first. You drop everything for your job, and if your job isn't your number one priority, then you're doing life wrong, basically. Which is a philosophy I don't really agree with. But I also really enjoyed just reading the relationship between the characters. Yeah, it was just a really gentle, cozy read. Definitely, as it says on the front in this little pink sticker, a balm for the soul and a glorious love letter to books and reading. That is definitely kind of the perfect way to sum up this book. So if you are a fan of that kind of Korean, Japanese literature where it's very much character driven, very much a kind of conversation or kind of analysis of what it's like to just be a human being, then I would definitely check this one out. Then obviously I finished that, and I then recorded my summer hopeful TBR. Oh, sorry, just nudged you. Filmed my summer hopefuls, and I then kind of picked the book that I want to read next. It's a book that I wanted to read in the spring, but I just didn't get round to it. And I kind of just feel like this is the perfect time to jump into it. It's a cozy fantasy, so it's not too much on the brain, but I am now craving a bit of fantasy after reading a non-fantasy. And that is 10,000 Stitches by Olivia Atwater. If you've been following me for the last few videos, you would know that this is a book that's been on my radar for a little while now. I really wanted to read it this spring, but like I said, I just didn't get around to it. But then picking it back up for my summer hopefuls, I kind of just went, you know what? Now is the time. So if you didn't know, this is the second book in the Fairy Regency, well, not Fairy, the Regency Fairy Tales series, the first book being Half a Soul, and this being the second book. So with this book, we follow a new female main character, but I believe the fairy in this book, which is Lord Blackthorn, if I'm remembering correctly, we meet him in Half a Soul, and I remember finding his character so funny and so hilarious. So I'm really excited to jump back into this world. Like I said, it's Regency era, so like think Bridgerton, cozy fantasy. I'm very excited. It says on the back it's like a Cinderella retelling-esque. So our main character, Effie, has fallen in love with Mr. Benedict Ashbrook, who is a lord, I believe, or a gentleman, and she is a housemaid. So that's already a very much kind of forbidden big no-no. She cannot fall for someone who is higher class than her. She turns to Lord Blackthorn for help, essentially. With any kind of making a deal with the Fae, there's always consequences. So in this book, she needs to stitch 10,000 stitches into Lord Blackthorn's favourite jacket. Where else was it? There's also, I think, like 100 days. Yeah, she has 100 days to make Mr. Ashbrook fall in love with her and propose. So it sounds like just a very cozy, silly fantasy. Exactly what I'm kind of feeling right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run myself a bubble bath, which I'm so excited about. Put on just like a cozy fantasy playlist, and I'm going to start 10,000 Stitches. Good evening, my lovelies. It is, what is the time? It's currently 9:20 in the evening. I had work today, hence why I am only just updating the vlog now. I've got to be honest, my anxiety today was, I'm sorry about the rippling as well. My anxiety today wasn't great. It was pretty high. Yeah, just wasn't feeling too good today. Just had a couple of phone calls with like some family and friends to try and calm myself, bring myself back down. I've literally just found, I think, a new booktuber that I think I'm going to enjoy. So I'm going to watch a couple of her videos. Her name, or her YouTube name, is Loves. Really randomly just popped up on my suggestions. So I'm going to watch a couple of her videos and I'm going to read some more of 10,000 Stitches. I am currently only on chapter 3, literally page 36, so still very, very early doors. However, what I can say so far is I am really liking it. It's giving Downton Abbey vibes. So rather it being like Bridgerton vibes, it's kind of giving Downton Abbey vibes, more so because you see the perspective, or you see the two worlds of the upper and lower class interacting. So our main character Effie, she's a housemaid, so she like is kind of that lower class. She's like the help of the house. And we've just been introduced to the love interest, who is one of the lords. I think he's a lord of the house. And we've also been introduced to Lord, is it Ashbourne? Blackthorn. Lord Blackthorn, who is... he is exactly as I remembered him. Even though he is a fairy and they are known to be quite troublesome and mischievous, he just seems so pure-hearted. Like, all this fae man wants to do is help humans. Even though that's his intention, it may not go brilliantly, but we haven't gotten that far yet. I'm really enjoying this. This was exactly the kind of book that I needed. Super cozy, fun. I can really hear the accents in my head because of how it's written. It's very evident that Effie and the other kind of servants and house staff have more of the like common English tongue, whereas the lords and ladies talk more proper. And I feel like Olivia Atwater has done quite a good job in capturing that. I feel like if you're a fan of Downton Abbey, this may be a good read for you, but still super early doors. I'm literally like 30 pages in, so that could all change. I think what I am going to do for the rest of the evening is, like I said, I'm going to, I think, make myself a hot chocolate, a nice comfort drink, watch some YouTube and read some more of 10,000 Stitches. This is the fun part now because I get to choose what hot chocolate I want. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so I'm about to open up my cupboard. This is my cupboard, and excuse the tea towel there. But when I say I get to choose what hot chocolate I want, this is what I mean. So, if you didn't know me outside of my personal life, I work part-time at Whittard of Chelsea, which means I am very fortunate enough to not only to get discount, yes, there is more. Not only do I get discount, I also get yeah, there's more. Allowance. So whenever we get new products and things, the staff essentially, yep, there's more. We essentially get, we get first dibs, basically. This is hard. I actually don't know what one I want, because what I sometimes do is I become a little bit of a mixologist and I mix it up a little bit. So one of my favourite combinations to do is the hazelnut and the white chocolate. I mix them together and it tastes like a Kinder Bueno. So that's a good option. Very fond of mixing together the sticky toffee pudding and the cookies and cream. This is also a very good combination. Oh, because I've also got some limited editions in here that we don't have anymore. So, oh my gosh, guys, the apple strudel we did for autumn. to die for. Absolutely unreal. This spiced chai tea mix we've discontinued, and it's heartbreaking because it's so good. It's so good. I've just got our regular luxury hot... This is literally just turned into a hot chocolate. What's in your hot chocolate cupboard? And I hope you're enjoying. I've just got our regular box standard luxury flavour. Our coconut flavour, which tastes like a chocolate bounty bar. Salted caramel, one of my faves. Hot honey, which is a summer limited edition along with the white mango. I've got tonka bean, which is really scrummy, and I've also got mint and gingerbread. Oh no, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want, guys. I might do my cookies and cream and my sticky toffee pudding mix, because the sticky toffee pudding is so good, but it's very sweet. So putting a spoonful of cookies and cream with it kind of levels it out. All we need to know is that I've decided what I want, and that's all that matters. That's literally all that matters. Right, let me put all these back. I do love my job, I can't lie. I also get lots and lots of tea. Lots of tea. We're not here to do tea. We're here to do hot chocolate. So that's exactly what we are going to do. This combination, cookies and cream and sticky toffee pudding, unreal.